Hello everyone, it's me, Juan Gamer54, back in a video. Today we are back and we're going to be reacting to Food Theory, the Nutty Butter lore, and it's darker than we think. And just by looking at this, we're going to get another reference to FNAF. So, why not? FNAF is all the rave right now. And yes, I am aware about the Help Wanted to, update that got dropped, so do expect a video about that one soon enough. But without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, you know what we gotta do. Sit back, relax, grab yourself a snack, and yeah, let's get into it.
Welcome to Santi Reviews. Today, we're reviewing the scariest branded social media of all time. You've probably never heard of it. It's called Nutter Butter. Here we go. Oh my gosh, so creepy. I'm so creepy.
He's calling back from the first FNAF theory.
Is this really what it takes to go viral nowadays?
Oh gods.
Hello, Internet. Welcome.
That scared me, and I wasn't paying attention.
Crack. Now, there comes a point in every theorist's career where one overly convoluted franchise or ARG appears out of the tall grass to test that theorist's grip on reality. Game theory had FNAF, film theory has whatever Book of Bill is cooking up, and now it's my turn. My turn to slowly start to unravel.
It's okay, Santi. Amy's next, too.
In the ever-loving multiverse is going on with Nutter Butter. Yep, looks like the arch nemesis of my tenure is gonna be a cookie I used to trade for Gushers at recess. For the uninitiated, Nutter Butter's social media team has made some, let's say, strong choices. Instead of posting dated cookie memes like Oreo, lazy, breezy, branded collabs like Keebler, or even good old-fashioned food corn like Chips Ahoy, Nutter Butter
did you just say?
Violence. Psychological warfare. Sure, some of it is just random abstract imagery, but this is a crime scene. These are the sort of photos you'd find in a serial killer beginner's guide to murder kit. I mean, what even, why, I mean, who, bro, and oh my god, there's more. There's so much more. And apparently, it's my job to make sense of all of this. Because guess what? Amidst all this peanut butter smut, there's lore. No, there's actually a whole hidden story about a creepy mascot, a parallel universe, and for some reason, the name Aiden repeated over and over and over. Oh, and over. What does this all mean? Well, if my research is
I know
correct,
MatPat
we're
was
at the
enjoying
precipice of
this.
interdimensional invasion.
I know MatPat's enjoying himself. He's like sitting back, he's like, nothing could ever go wrong on this day. Meanwhile, back in Furious HQ, the Book of Bill is putting one of them on the grip. FNAF is coming up, and let's be honest, there is going to be some FNAF stuff going on. And now, poor Santi now has this. This is horrible.
And the fate of our world rests in the hands of, you guessed it, Aiden, the Nutter Butter Messiah. Don't start cheering for him yet, though, because he might be the reason we're doomed in the first place.
Great.
Consider No Nut November officially over because we're about to solve the Nutter Butter ARG.
Did you just say?
Nothing but nut. The first thing we'll need to do to make sense of all of this Nutter Butter TikTok clutter is start at the beginning. Metaphorically, we need to find Peanut Parker before he was bitten by whatever radioactive social media intern came up with this brain rot. Easier said than done, because Nutter Butter's social media accounts have been working on this nonsense for years. Even if most of us are just hearing about it now. To start things off, a lot of the chaotic energy of what would be considered Nutter Butter canon was just the natural evolution of an ordinary brand account throwing internet trends at the wall to see what stuck, which you'd think would be easy because, you know, peanut butter. Here's them cashing in on the Versailles Run meme in 2021. And here's them hopping onto that 2022 doubloon TikTok trend. BT dubs, if you're watching this, your doubloons just doubled. I bring up these old posts because scattered among that standard brand social media fare, you'll find the elements of the Nutter Butter ARG germinating. Like this 2022 deep-fried Instagram post, or this 800,000 viewed video from 2021. In it, they simply plop a cookie into a glass of water. Butter. Now, I know that might seem gross and also not important, but let me tell you,
Why?
it is, and it'll all make sense soon. For now, though, let's focus on this post
Okay.
here, posted to TikTok on January 11th of 2023. This ear-grating slideshow is more or less ground zero and the genesis of the ARG. With a distorted version of Calvin Harris's Summer playing in the background, this grainy slideshow ends with a pile of Nutter Butters and the name Aiden overlaid on top. At this point, you're probably asking the same thing the whole internet was asking back in 2023. Nutter Butter, you good? And maybe if you're named Aiden, you might also be asking, is that cookie account talking to me? Well, sorry, Aidens, but no. Nutter Butter was actually talking to one very specific Aiden. You see, back before the ARG got traction, a very real person named Aiden made it his mission to comment his name on every single Nutter Butter Instagram post. So that's the short answer to who Aiden is. Now, this OG Aiden actually does end up becoming a vital part to the Aiden that's now at the center of the ARG, but I do need to stress, first and foremost, he is a real-life human guy and not a character, so please don't go looking for him and harass him about the ARG, especially because all of this wacky analog horror evolved from the social media managers jokingly acknowledging his presence. But it blew up, and Nutter Butter had almost no choice but to run with it. We started getting all sorts of unsettling videos like Nutter Butters being drowned in peanut butter then crushed to bits, or random animations of a helicopter labeled Nut Force 1, wild name by the way, dropping a Nutter Butter kaiju during
a kaiju?
airdropping a Nutter Butter kaiju. During this era, a few post archetypes emerged. First, there was the wet Nutter Butters, like their 2021 post. Nutter Butters started to get a lot of mileage out of soaking the cookies in water. They even had the unholy thought of turning them into ice cubes. Then, kind of everyday objects lathered up in peanut butter. Homework, watches, key cards, and, oh, you know, babies. If I had to see it, so do you. There's
Why?
Stepping on Nutter Butters or peanut butter. That's where the nasty crock comes in. Oh, God, why are we watching it again?
Sam!
I said in the script not to show it. See, it's right there. In any case, this was all
what is going on?
But seemingly random. At first glance, all I saw were the peanut butter slathered memes of a desperate corporate social media manager. But with each steady scroll, a pattern began to emerge. And those images quickly became a lot more interesting and a lot less random. Especially when I noticed that there were loads more pictures with the name Aiden appearing. Of the Aiden posts, this one would eventually set the greater story into motion. On the surface, it was a simple food trend video intercut with an old Nutter Butter commercial from the 70s. But as it goes on, it gets distorted, and the name Aiden pops up more. This old Nutter Butter commercial is the key to
just
the
looking
ARG,
like a creepypasta at this point.
Sampled repeatedly. In the ad, a young boy on a playground is approached by the Nutter Butter Man, the mascot that gives Willy Wonka with a court mandate to not step within 500 feet of a schoolyard. But here he is showing a young boy his filling while singing a jingle. Spoilers, but this Nutter Butter Man is the villain of this 3-arc ARG. Over the course of 2023, the Nutter Butter Man's presence slowly corrupts the Nutter Butter social media accounts in what I'm calling the first contact arc. First, we get
going Dragon Ball Z on this one.
Visited by him, and that his intentions are unclear, with a caption telling us that he is among us. Then his face appears in the reflection of a spoon and an amount of peanut butter. Aside from this eerie meal, though, this post also has a code hidden across the top of the page. This here is a Visionaire cipher, and by using the keyword Aiden, the text translates to Aiden needs you now more than ever. The next Instagram post has the Nutter Butter Man watching us through an attic with the caption, he sees you, and looky there, another Visionaire cipher on the roof. This one translates to, is anyone there? The Nutter Butter Man then starts showing up through
what is going on?
Recordings and dimly lit hallways. And to make it even worse, you have this caption, make no mistake, this was always part of the plan. If Batman and my middle school nightmares taught me anything, it's never trust a clown. While the details of
I would never trust a clown. Joker didn't even need to seal the deal. I saw needles. Heck no. I'm sorry, but the clowns were, whatever clown I'm seeing, they're all getting its hands on sight. Okay, I'm sorry.
This plan or
no birthday clown for me.
Of the Nutter Butter account, it's clear to me that during this first contact arc, neither we the audience nor the Nutter Butter Man know where Aiden is exactly. And the mystery to his whereabouts is a point that Nutter Butter really drives home. Another post around this time warned us through flashing text that this is not a game. And that video included a string of binary code that translates to where is Aiden. The same question is also hidden in
we don't know where Aiden is though.
So, congratulations Aiden. win, you'll get a gold medal in hide and seek. Now, that real post reveals a new bit of lore. On top of this fever dream, there's an interdimensional Nutter Butter with the power to transcend worlds. And yes, it's painfully annoying that crawling down this rabbit hole gives us more questions than answers. But luckily, and this might be the first time in human history that anyone has said this friggin' sentence, the introduction of a multiverse traveling cookie actually starts to put all of this into perspective. You see, this isn't the first time that Nutter Butter has mentioned the multiverse. Way back at the start of the ARG, we were treated to this slideshow on TikTok. This upload compiled some of the account's most memorable early Instagram moments, all of which fold into the larger narrative. This post here is the lore dump we need to make heads and tails of the story. The post in question has everything. The Nutter Butter Man, more shoe hyperfixations, weird fetish, but we don't yuck yums here, and the answer to our burning questions. Here's the big one. According to the very last slide, there's an alternate dimension where peanut butter replaces water. The operative word there is replaces. It's not an alternate dimension where water is peanut butter. No, this is a world where water was turned into peanut butter. With this piece, the rest of the puzzle slowly clicks together. Suddenly, it makes sense why there were so many posts with soggy cookies. These posts weren't just gross, they're attempts at replacing the water with nutty water. There's no version of this that sounds good. Going even further, there's this image of the planet with peanut butter being
I feel like I'm set up.
This is the current state of the world within the Nutter.
Nah, this feels like we set up. We got set up. We got hoodwinked. They knew what they were doing. Nutty water. Oh nah, this is horrible.
Butter mirrorverse. Then we have an image of a Nutter Butter walking through a doorway. When this image was originally posted on Instagram,
just call it butter water,
with s'il vous plaît, which is French and wrong for please. Taking what we've been shown so far, this is a depiction of the interdimensional Nutter Butter, and it's requesting access to our universe. Sort of a vampire scenario where he needs to be invited in. While it might not look like much, this seemingly harmless interdimensional Nutter Butter is the Nutter Butter Man. Think about it. This gives us a motive. The Nutter Butter Man wants Aiden because for some reason, Aiden is the key to getting into our world. Through Aiden, he can turn our salty oceans to salty peanut butter, terraform our land into cookies. Basically, the Nutter Butter Man wants to make Earth into a giant Nutter Butter. That's the plan. He wants to nut.
Okay, well at least he's not destroying it.
Don't laugh like that. This is a serious existential threat. Damn it.
No.
Fortunately for us, at the end of this arc, Old Man Butter closes in on the mysterious Aiden, posting threatening stalker photos by way of Google Maps. So, like any good plot, we've got the world and we've got the threat. Now, it's time for our main character. On Instagram, this post caption is a cipher that tells people to confirm by typing, "I am here for Aiden." We also get a post with a similar cipher that tells people to confirm receipt of this message by pledging support for Aiden. Finally, this chapter ends with a video that has a flash frame code that says it is time to start paying very close attention. And pay very close attention we shall, because we're about to enter the Aiden Nutmare arc. Yep, after months of teasing us with his name, Nutter Butter finally was ready to start giving us Aiden's story. The first post in this era is a video of a man making a Nutter Butter beverage. As we will soon learn, this man is Aiden, and he's not in full control of his actions here. There emerges a new, disturbing trend of POV videos where this man finds himself waking up to bizarre Nutter Butter displays in his home. Here's one where he follows peanut buttery footprints to a fridge holding a lone Nutter Butter. And here's another where he walks up to his shower running with a package of cookies waiting for him. When coupled with this Instagram caption that tells us that he may only visit in our dreams, and a post with a caption that urges us to go to sleep, we can deduce that Aiden has been sleepwalking. And while he sleeps, the Nutter Butter Man has been puppeteering his body. To do what, you ask? It would seem like making the world's weirdest midnight snacks. Pairing the cookie with shrimp or tuna. But doors go two ways. And while Aiden sleeps and the Nutter Butter Man uses his body, Aiden visits the world of Nutter Butters. The most interesting thing, though, is that evidence suggests Aiden has been able to cross over to the Nutter Butter realm way before the Nutter Butter Man set his beady, creamy eyes on him. You see, one of the earliest ARG posts has Aiden visiting the Nutter Butter
But how did he achieve this type of power?
I'm gonna call her Sweetheart because recently the ARG has been using that phrase, and I'm staking my claim that this is a callback to her. Without getting too ahead of ourselves, later on in this chapter of the story, it appears that Aiden and Sweetheart fall in love, get married, and eventually have a child together. So the narrative it seems we're getting is that Aiden crossed over into the Nutter Butter universe, and there he lived a second life, not realizing that it was real. This does does open up one question. How? Well, there's an unexpected scientific explanation for his ability to walk between worlds. According to studies, sugar has been linked with nightmares and bizarre dreams. Other studies have linked vitamin B6, a vitamin peanut butter is rich in, with the ability to better recall dreams. And there is anecdotal evidence among lucid dreamers that it can make those dreams more vivid. All this to say that one night, when he was nutty for Nutter Butter, Aiden probably binged before bed and it popped him straight into another world. Don't try this at home, kids. As you can imagine, a human crossing over to the nightmare Nutterland caught Nutter Butterman's attention, and he saw an opportunity to use Aiden for his own purposes. This is where his hunt began. One of the more horrifying videos show...
Okay, I did not need to see... I swear, if it's an animatronic... Ooh, if it's an animatronic, I swear. Okay, I'm gonna need you to walk with... I need you to walk this through me. You mean to tell me that my man's Aiden just out of the blue decided to, pop into a world, pop into a nutty world, to say the least, where everyone is essentially a nut? Oh, this is gonna be hard for me to say it. And you mean to tell me that the first thing he got himself into is a relationship with a nut, they got married, and they made a baby nut. And he just magically disappears back to his world. Our world. Yeah, I'm starting to think maybe the baby will get involved somehow. Maybe the baby will grow up or something. I don't know. I mean, they're already bringing in they already bring out Sweetheart, which is most likely Aiden's, former fiance, maybe? I don't know. Most likely they're gonna bring the baby in here too. I don't know anymore. What is this? I'm about to lose brain cells with this one. Okay. Just calm down, Juan. Just calm down. Alright? Let's just keep going, keep moving, alright? No one wants to hear you going into a mental breakdown.
The Nutter Butter Man reaching out toward Aiden, and it's implied that he touches him, tainting Aiden with the sticky peanut butter that coats his skin. This peanut butter mark allows the Nutter Butter Man to make use of Aiden's real-world body while he, for lack of a better phrase, nut walks. So while Aiden is living through his honeymoon phase with Sweetheart and having a little nutter named Brian, the Nutter Butter Man is hard at work, replacing windshield wiper fluid with cookies. The Madman. Then, one day, Aiden stumbles upon the Nutter Butter Man's notebook. Under a blacklight, he finds a threatening note from the Nutter Butter Man. This was my notebook. Something nutty is going to happen soon, but you have to find it yourself. Then, on the next page, there's a code. The code translates to 2024 is Brian's year. Obviously a threat, and while Aiden desperately attempts to dip into his emergency supplies to lucid dream and confront the Nutter Butter Man, his nemesis acts out his master plan. This brings us to the most disturbing video in the whole ARG.
God.
This
No,
entry
don't
is
tell me that
from the point of view of the Nutter Butter Man. He breaks into Aiden's dream home, pushes past Sweetheart, and destroys Brian. Aiden is too late, but to prevent further bloodshed and protect Sweetheart, the Nutter Butter Man has Aiden completely cover himself in peanut butter. Instead of giving the Nutter Butter Man
the baby is gone.
Aiden's human form, though,
the madman put this man in a pack.
In the Nutter Butter universe. This brings us to Act 3, the hostage arc. Again, we get a handful of missing Aiden posts, but this time Nutter Butter Man is using Aiden as a bargaining chip. We are left with captions like "send to 3 people" or "Aiden cannot return." Clearly, Nutter Butter Man is no longer latching himself to Aiden, and instead he's seeking others who can dream themselves into the Nutterverse. In this final act, a new character emerges, Nadia. Now, Nadia is just Aiden spelled backwards, and many believe that she and Sweetheart are one and the same. The answer is a little more complicated than that. Evidence shows she's actually another Nutwalker. Check out these posts, for example. That deadly heel appears
Isn't she just
around
like maybe
the
a
time
sister
Nadia
or
hacks into the Nutter Butter social media accounts.
cousin?
Also, clock those baked beans, theorists. That's another food with vitamin B6, meaning that while this image is incredibly off-putting, it's also scientifically a catalyst for nut walking. This means that the nutter that Aiden fell in love with and had a family with was actually another nut walker just like him. So when the Nutter Butter Man invaded their home and destroyed Brian, Sweetheart woke back up in our world world as Nadia. Eventually, the Nutter Butter Man wrests control over the socials and starts to release images of him and a peanut butter coated Aiden. Fun fact, these are actually altered images of the real Aiden, and the ad agency managing Nutter Butter actually hired him to work on these videos. Luckily for Aiden, Nadia's rescue mission wound up being a success. She was able to smuggle a magical Nutter Butter wand to Aiden, which he uses to frag the Nutter Butter Man into a zillion cookies and a Disney Channel portal his way home. But like any good horror movie, this defeat of the Nutter Butter Man is only temporary, and the happy ending isn't all that happy. Not only does the caption of his death say he's gone for now, but he literally reappears in the feed like a week later. There's something more terrifying
and he still destroyed the baby Brian.
Hero, though, because our hero is compromised. After Aiden returns, he's exclusively depicted as a doll. Odd choice considering we saw him escape with our own eyes, right? No, that was just what the Nutter Butter Man wanted us and Aiden to think. On September 20th,
let me guess. There's another Vanny situation.
A new character called Mr. 1021. 1021 allegedly works at Nutter Butter HQ, and during his first appearance, he morphs into the Nutter Butter Man. Notice anything about 1021 though? Let me just put up a silhouette of IRL Aiden. Yup, that is the same picture. Mr. 1021 is Aiden, or at least his physical body. Because while his mind and soul are trapped in the doll, his body is now under the influence of the Nutter Butter Man. But that doesn't mean that he's won. In fact, it's only just beginning. But hey, that's just a theory. A food theory. Bon appetit.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be the video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And holy cow, man. Why do I feel like we're going to get more episodes of this ARG? I feel like it's going to happen. So, in case you ever want to know if we're ever going to see the next part about this, you know what you got to do. Go ahead. Make sure you like the video so I know you guys enjoy. Comment down below if you are just as confused as I am, because I'm not going to lie. I felt like my brain was gone smushed. I feel so soft-headed. And subscribe so you'll never miss out if they actually do a part 2 about this one, because my gut is telling me that they are going to do this. So, yeah. I don't know what else to say, but this is OneGamer54 signing off.